So these hate crime bills, they're popping up like groundhogs right, left, and center. And obviously people listening to the podcast.
They're not popping up in the greatest nation on earth.
Donation to the Patreon.
Please consider joining the Patreon, patreon.com/theboyscast.
Over 2,500 dogs over there in the greatest nation on earth.
A donation. Yeah. Not here, though.
That bucket's name is Philip. Do not be afraid to fill him up. But, so Belgium, Canada has one right now.
Canada's got a
Germany it's every time.
Germany is at
But I swear to God, it's like a fucking groundhog game popping up where you got to hammer him down. What's that called?
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole?
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Whack-a-pole because it's happening in Poland.
Are they doing it in Poland, too?
Probably. I actually was hoping you'd know.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, they have. I know they're happening. There was an Australia one that happened recently.
If not, it's whack-a-pole, like whacking a
Didn't a
dude's
guy
pole
go to
because
jail?
it's mostly happening to dudes.
A guy in Australia recently.
Oh, Australia's about this life. Because even when I announced my tour there, a lot of people were like,
good luck,
good
mate.
Good
luck, mate.
Good luck, mate. You're going to be fucking doing those jokes from behind bars, mate. Yeah, I'll probably be fine.
Or maybe not. But
well, that's one of those things at the point where I'm at right now. Like if I do an Australian tour and they put me in like jail for a couple months because of my jokes, I'd be sick.
Yeah.
I actually would love that.
Yeah.
I wish that fucking...
Get out of jail, you have another fucking... You got a swastika burned into your ass.
Dude, I would get out of jail like a freedom fighter.
Nobody's waiting.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's just an Uber waiting for you.
I'm trying to do a press conference. No one's there.
Straight. Just the Uber.
Ladies and gentlemen of Australia. Oh, no one made it out? Did we not get the word out?
I mean, the Canada one is the craziest because for like, you know, just for our personal stuff, like they are really very much criminalizing comedy in a way. And not that they hadn't already before. Like we know of two comedians who have had to pay actual monetary penalties for jokes.
Human Rights Tribunal.
The Human Rights Tribunal, Mike Ward and
Human Wrongs Tribunal.
Guy Earl. Those are the only two. But it's happened, and this happened before this shit. So you have to figure that, you know, these will be ultimately, like, you think you're destroying the heckler? No, you're not destroying the heckler, Mr. Comedian, because you get home after destroying said heckler, and he just put a fucking claim against the Human Rights Tribunal against you. And now you're going to have to pay the fucking heckler that you destroyed $50,000.
That is so funny. It's heckler destroys comedian video and it's him calling a lawyer.
Like human rights. My feelings were hurt.
He calls a lawyer and they come and bankrupt you.
The crazy thing is
you're just like on the street and it's comedian destroyed by heckler.
Like, you're posting, it's like if you're a comedian posting a video destroying
lesbian heckler destroys comedian.
But like you're posting evidence now. You're just like posting the evidence of your hate crime essentially in Canada. Right? Because you're posting it online to get all these views and then some guy was like,
well, I'll tell you what, if you want to reach out to these one of these tribunals against Ryan Long, you can find me in Baltimore this weekend, DC, Boston, and I'm going to be saying stuff that's not going to be fit for public consumption in Winnipeg, Atlanta, San Diego, Houston, Austin, New Zealand, Australia. Shout out to Calgary because it was fucking
Calgary
awesome this weekend. Tickets at RyanLongComedy.com. You can find Danny on the corner blowing dudes.
Yeah. At the Human Rights Tribunal. I'll be in Saratoga Springs Comedy Works this weekend. Come on out to that. And then I got a lot of dates. Dallas, Hamilton, Ontario, April 19th and 20th.
Try to come and
fucking
stop
hammer. Bring fucking Trudeau. Bring Jug Meat. Come to the show. I'm going to fucking put him in the front row. I'm going to destroy both of those
dead
fucking...
meat.
Yeah, Turdo. I'll say it to his face. But seriously, come out to those shows in Hamilton.
Comedian getting destroyed by a heckler is fucking good
amazing
shit, my friend.
Yeah, financially destroyed by a heckler. Dude, it's like, there's no way that that's not going to be a more common thing in Canada, because like it's happened twice
I'm telling
already.
you, Canada's not nearly as bad. So there's a Canada one, there's a Belgian one.
I'd love to know the Belgian one, how they found his group
the
chats.
Belgian
That's
one
unclear.
Sentences this guy to 1 year in prison for spreading hate. They got a hold of his group chats.
Oof. This seems like this could be a political persecution.
Can you imagine you're fucking messaging with the boys and the fucking door comes in? Meme police! The meme police bust down the doors.
Yeah.
Fucking check your phone and then shit that you've been sending in the boys group chat. And then now this guy has to go to court where they're putting on the board shit that's been said in your group chat.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because he's like a far right politician. On
November 24th, you called this woman a lying bitch.
Yeah, there was the hockey player that happened to actually.
Went to the group chats?
One of his boys for some reason released his group chat shit, and he was like making all sorts of inappropriate jokes, and he just got like kicked out of the NHL.
What?
Yeah, I can't remember I can't remember who it was, but it happened.
I do kind of think we
fairly
talked about it.
Fairly recently, maybe a couple years ago. Like I don't know why, but one of his
dude, you gotta be such a bitch for a cop. Like that's Auschwitz guard territory.
Stasi shit, yeah.
You gotta be a bitch of a dude to get on meme patrol and then bust down a guy's door. It's like, sometimes when they have like there was like the handicapped toddler in Europe where she was said the wrong thing online and the cops were like busting in, and then the girl, they were like she can't even, she's like autistic, and she's
she has
like,
no idea what she's
you know
doing.
what I mean? And then they were like, she's crying and having like a panic attack, and the cops are like trying to put her in the paddy wagon for her like online behavior.
Yeah, they're like, we're the good guys here.
That's what's, if you're a man, a grown man, and a policeman by that, you know what I mean? You're not,
you're supposed to uphold the law.
But I just mean the type of guy that's a cop is a little different than the type of guy that becomes for example,
comedian.
Sure, but I was going to even say like a professor of women's
little
studies,
harder but
professor of colonialism.
Yeah, the Belgium thing though that seems like very likely some sort of political hit job, because this is an opponent they were coming after. So this is some random dude whose group chats got him sent to jail. This guy was like an actual far right politician. So they're obviously like, coming after this dude.
It is possible that's how they start, and this is a find me the man, find me the crime.
Yeah.
But this crime is going to be found more and more because it's popping up. Justin Trudeau defends house arrest power for people feared to commit a hate crime in future. So that they think that you even might commit one.
Dude, imagine how lame that is. You got
it would be half a comedy.
Dude, but you got an ankle monitor on, and you're like, what'd you do? It's like, what's going on? You got an ankle monitor? And like, yeah, the government.
They think I'm going to draw a swastika on my notebook.
They were like worried that I was going to say a hate crime. They were worried about me saying hate speech. They thought it was so likely that I was going to do hate speech.
They make sure you can't go to any comedy clubs.
Arrest. Next is going to be you're doing weekends for your fucking potential hate speech.
Because they know on the weekends is when you have some drinks and it really starts flowing at the bar.
Doing weekends.
They put you in weekends every time it's poker night.
Yeah.
No, I know this is when your football pool meets, so we're going to be taking some preemptive measures. We know last time once those wings came, those slurs started flying.
Slurs started coming, so there'll be no wings in weekends.
The boys got a little rowdy last Super Bowl Sunday, so we're going to be putting a stop to that.
Mental. It is really crazy. My only wonder is once an election in Canada comes about, and it seems like unless they fucking pull something.
If he lost, do they put a stop to this whole thing?
Or whatever. If he's just is like, yeah, we're reversing all of this shit, just like how Biden did day one, where he goes, yeah, not doing any of that. That stuff's all over.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the hope, is that that's the whole
dude.
point of the party.
Imagine the Canada guy comes in and he kicks out Trudeau's cabinet, so he's just like wheeling a bunch of people out because they're all like handicapped people in wheelchairs and stuff. Like he's just ripping wigs off dudes. Can you imagine the people that he kicks them all out at once, like the freak show that be walking out of that building? Who they have the hate speech committee when they have to like leave, how when they leave they like escort them outside and they take your take your card and put it out and you gotta escort it out of the building
card and stuff.
You can imagine the people, the one girl just out in her mobility scooter, like some lesbian coming out.
I hope we don't get extradited back to Canada to face charges on these jokes, Ryan. Imagine we get full extradition back. Like the U.S. government's like, yeah, we'll send him back.
We get extradited back. We will put
stay in trial for the podcast.
Then they start looking at the Boyscast group chats. Woo! My friend. That's, you know, when they took down the mob?
Yeah.
That's us. They have like me, you, then they have just like in the thing, they have like Paul, they have me, they have Waldo, like they have this just like entire, and then they get one group chat attached to another and they just bring down the whole ring. Eventually every man's in prison because there's no man that wasn't in a group chat accused of hate speech.
JJ's gonna be like that one crazy mobster who pretended he was nuts and he was walking around in his bathrobe. You know, just like all crazy, like wandering around the streets in his bathrobe and shit.
Yeah, the memes.
Pretending he like didn't know where he was.
What's a meme? What's a meme? That's the only way you get out of it. They are laying the hammer down, so that's the fucking Kando one, Bill 63, C63.
Yeah.
Designed to curb the proliferation of hate, but also establishes a new hate crime, which would carry a maximum sentence of life imprisonment.
Pretty normal punishment. Like, I'm pretty sure
life in prison for memes.
Basically memes get you the same sentence as Paul Bernardo or Luca Magnotta, because there is no true life in prison in Canada.
20 years.
25. I think it's 25, and then they could put the dangerous offender designation on you, where you could actually never get out because you're like classified as a dangerous offender. But technically,
they catch you drawing some slurs on the wall in your fucking office.
Yeah.
Well, think about this. Imagine you went there for hate speech and then you have no choice but to join the white supremacists.
Oh, the irony.
The irony. They come back. You're like, dude, it was one joke. And they come back 5 years later. You got swastikas on. You're like, I can explain.
I go, look, I had no choice. I go, tell me you don't at least find this a little funny that I did a little joke and now I'm part of the white power brotherhood or whatever.
What am I supposed to do? They either said
the Aryan Brotherhood.
The black guys didn't want me to join because I was here for hate speech.
It's insane.
I tried to go trans to get into the women's prison, but then they got wind about the hate speech.
No, that
stuff.
Works. Luca Magnotta just did that.
No, but they got wind of the hate speech stuff, so they didn't want anything to do with it.
That is funny. If like that's like, you know how in American prisons like the worst thing you can be is a sex offender in Canada. It's like if you're all the hate speech people have to be all sectioned off. Well, they did hate speech. That's pretty fucked up.
That guy's got loose lips, man. He said the F word. Fuck the other F word. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.